Hi, in this lesson, we'll learn about operating systems. Let's say you have a project that you have to complete for school. You start by opening a word processing software to draft an outline and write your essay. Then, you open a browser to do some online research. To help you concentrate, you open some music software to play some music in the background. You head back to the word processing software. So while the music plays, and your browser has multiple tabs open for your research, you move the cursor to the right spot on the page and type out your thoughts. From your computer's perspective, all of this is happening in binary, in zeros and ones. This is because computers speak binary. So anything we do on the computer, such as browse the internet, listen to a song, or type an essay, has to be translated to zeros and ones. So whenever you press the key for the letter C on your keyboard, your computer understands 0110011. And when you press the key for the letter O, the computer understands 011011111. Can you imagine how long it would take to write an essay if you had to translate every letter to binary? We can even take this one step further into how computers work. This binary language is interpreted by the actual hardware of the computer, the billions of transistors that make up your computer's microchip. Luckily, you don't really need to know anything about binary or transistors to interact with your computer. This is all due to a process called abstraction. Abstraction hides the complex inner workings of the computer to make it easier for users to interact with it. Abstraction is what enables you to move your mouse around without knowing binary or how transistors work. So, what is the magic behind this process called abstraction? It is your computer's operating system. An operating system, or OS, is a special software that manages all of the hardware and application software on a computer. Let's dive a little bit deeper into this definition to better understand the relationship between a computer's OS, its hardware, and its software. Hardware is the physical components that make up a computer. This includes things like the computer's CPU and motherboard. Software is a set of instructions that tell a computer what to do. Software can be broken down into two types. The first type is application software. This software tells the computer how to complete a specific task for the user. Word processing software and music software are examples of application software. System software is a software that manages computer hardware and provides a platform for running applications. This includes the star of today's show, the operating system. It also includes device drivers, which is a type of software that allows an OS to communicate with a specific hardware device, such as a mouse. Let's walk through a simplified example of how all of these parts work together when the user types something while using a word processing program. The user presses the letter A on the keyboard. This happens at the hardware level. The operating system interprets the signal and identifies which key is pressed. The operating system then translates this information into a format that the application software can understand and passes it to the word processing application. The software then updates the display to show the letter A. To put it all together, the operating system, which is a type of system software, is the connection between application software and hardware, enabling the user to easily communicate with the computer and execute tasks, like write documents. Let's take a look at an analogy to solidify our understanding of the relationship between application software, the operating system, and hardware. You can think of hardware like the instruments in an orchestra. Each instrument is a different piece of hardware, each contributing to the overall performance of the computer. The operating system would then be the conductor, and the software would be the sheet music. The operating system or conductor interprets the sheet music and directs the instruments, or hardware, to perform the necessary actions. Now that we know about the main purpose of the operating system, let's look at the specific things the OS does. The operating system is in charge of device management. This means that it handles communication with hardware devices, such as keyboards, headphones, hard drives, and network hardware. It's also in charge of process management. This involves juggling multiple programs running at the same time. An OS may also need to end a running task if a program freezes or does not run as expected. The OS is in charge of memory management. It keeps track of the available memory and assigns it to the running programs. The OS also manages the file system. This means that it organizes and stores files and folders on the computer's storage devices. A file is a collection of a certain type of data. There are many different types of files, such as audio files, video files, image files, and text files. As part of file management, you can use folders to organize files into groups. So if you have a group of audio and text files that all relate to the same topic, such as cats, you can group those files into a folder. This makes it easier to find and access files later on. The operating system is in charge of managing how all of these files and folders are stored. Operating systems also provide the user with a user interface. This interface enables the user to interact with the computer. There are two types of interfaces. The most common is a graphical user interface. This type of interface uses interactive elements like windows, buttons, and icons. This allows the user to give instructions, manage files, and run programs in a user-friendly way. The command line interface, or CLI, is the other type of user interface. This is a text-based interface where the user gives the computer commands line by line. While many professionals and everyday computer users use a graphical user interface, programmers and system administrators use the command line interface regularly. Last but not least, operating systems are in charge of security. Operating systems enforce security measures such as authentication, file permissions, encryption, and firewalls. Now that you know the basics of operating systems, you'll explore them further in the next activities.